The following is a presentation of Flow Sports.
Cross country hits different. Individual grit. Team glory. Week by week, mile after mile. This is the race where the team matters most. This week, we crown the fastest, the toughest. We crown a new national champion. The BYU women, led by freshman sensation Jane Hendegren, look to claim their 7th NCAA title. But they'll have to overcome powerhouse programs NC State and Oregon. On the men's side, New Mexico will attempt to win their first team crown, led by star Haptem Samuel. But they'll have to go through indoor-outdoor 5K champ Bryan, who looks to push the Oklahoma State Cowboys to their 6th title. Welcome to the NCAA Cross Country National Championships Preview Show, presented by HOKA.
Live from Columbia, Missouri, here at the Kitchen Bar and Grill. We are steps away from the Gans Creek Cross Country Course, the home and host to the 2025 NCAA Division I Cross Country National Championships. Welcome, everybody. I'm Fenton with FloTrack, alongside my hosts and crew, John Davern, Krissy and GIbson. Good morning and welcome. Guys, how's it going out there?
Ooh, it's an early morning. We got a ton of South Dakota State over here, a ton of other schools represented as well. I couldn't believe how many South Dakota State boys I saw roll in, so that was pretty cool. But I'm excited. It's going to be a great day.
No, absolutely. I'm super stoked to be here. You know, like South Dakota State just got a shout out. That was my favorite part about competing, is having my team who would drive up and go to, you know, some meets support me. And so they're all here to support their teammate who made it. I think that's really awesome. But yeah, we got a lot of different teams in the crowd, different people out here to support their teams.
It's a great morning to crown a new national champion. I am so excited. I saw one of my favorite outfits in the crowd, too. Shout out to NC State. But, yeah, I'm ready to talk some cross country.
What about that Syracuse orange? How are you cheering for NC State, Nia? Whoa.
No, I just saw a really good fit. I was shouting out the fit. But also, shout out to the orange. Come on now. Hello.
Hey, ACC all around, though. That's what I'm saying. Also, just got to give a shout out to you, Krissy, for being here. Krissy's joining us today to give really great insight with her background at Furman in Arkansas, where she was in the NCAA, 4-time All-American, a 5-time participant at this event, a 2020 All-American at the NCAA cross-country meet, your last one, 21st place, you were 10th place team with Arkansas. Just what's it like to be back for this meet, experience it, not just as an athlete, but little media, little spectator, you got a little of everything today.
Yeah, I think being back as a fan is the most exciting part for me. I love this course. I haven't run it as a national course, but the last time I ran it was SEC's, I believe, my last year. And I would say if it's not my favorite course in NCAA, it's up there. So I think, you know, the course, the conditions, I love a good rainy day, good wet day, some sort of inclement weather day that really brings out the true champion in people. So I'm excited to see, you know, between people's talent and their ability and their, you know, just raw ability, as well as their ability to handle toughness. Like, I think we're gonna see some exciting races today.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about conditions. We're gonna talk about course in a little bit. So what's on tap this morning? We're gonna talk little sights and sounds, what we've seen and heard over the last 24 hours here in Columbia. We got some fan trivia and giveaways that we'll be going throughout the show. An interview with the 2016 champ and Mizzou alum, Carissa Schweizer. She'll be here today. We'll talk about team and individual predictions. We'll get the hot takes from John, Krissy, Nia, and Bryan Deibel, who will be joining us. And Stashies at Nashies. John and I's faces don't look this way just because we do this every day. It's cross country, John.
Yeah, this is like 3 months of hard work right here. All right, this is like the best I could get, and it's not getting much better than this. So yeah, Stashies for Nashies. Respect to, I do see a few stashes out here. But make sure you shave up before the race today.
Yeah, I'm loving it. So as we get into this, I want to talk some sights and sounds, things that we've seen and heard. You guys have been at the course. You've been at press conferences. We were here last night for XC Race Day with HOKA and the group run. What have we heard out there regarding what we're going to see out on the course today?
I mean, obviously conditions are going to play a factor. You know, one of the kind of quotes from Iowa State's Coach Sudbury, you know, he said, we showed up to the course and it changed, or the plan went out the window. Everything changed. And he was mostly referring to his battle with Oklahoma State. Obviously, Iowa State and Oklahoma State are obvious favorites for the men's crown. But the course conditions change everything. And he said, I wanted, coming into NCAAs, I wanted to run the legs off of Oklahoma State. He was like, I know we have better 10K guys. It's just, we need the course to play in our favor. And it almost sounded like he was saying the course wasn't playing in his favor. Now, it could be just some coach speak, just some, dealing some cards, but I thought that was really interesting.
And I knew yesterday you talked about how you felt like Doris Lemongole was almost being a little disrespected or overlooked in terms of who people's picks were for the individual. And I think that a course like this, you're gonna see people like Doris and people like Angelina Napoleon, like the steeplechasers, like people who might not always have what, like most people don't think they have like the foot speed, but they're able to overcome conditions and just really stick in it. And I think that's gonna not only shake up the individual race, but also the team race.
I'm really excited to see what the Oregon women do on the team side. Yesterday, we showed a clip of Shalane Flanagan just basically talking about, like, this is really their moment. They have the talent, they have the drive, and I think more importantly, they have the heart. And it comes from their leader, and it comes obviously within the team. So we're in for a treat today.
Well, we got 2 defending champs from BYU from last year on both the men's and women's side. You talk about Oklahoma State, Iowa State, New Mexico is looking for their first title. Haptem Samuel, HOKA NIL, shout out to him. He's trying to go for his first title after 2 runner-up finishes, right? And then on the women's side, you guys just mentioned Doris, Jane Hendegren. It's going to be a battle up there. Pamela Koskai, a lot of big names. But Doris is trying to defend that title, so it's going to be exciting to see what's going on. So before we get into all the talk and predictions, we do have to give a shout to the fan giveaway. For those of you that are in crowd here, there's a sign over there with a QR code for the Ultimate Fan Giveaway. An awesome tailgate setup, Yeti cooler, FloTrack gear, HOKA gear, some Morton gels, a free subscription for 1 year to FloTrack, so make sure you get that in. If you're watching online, make sure you go to our Instagram page, check out how you can get that QR code and enter to win. You have up until noon today, and then we will announce a winner back here, both on social media and at the kitchen after the race today. So excited for what's ahead. Any favorite gear that you guys saw over there?
The chairs are sweet. Like, I want the beach chairs, and I'll just set them up in my yard in Maryland. Like country Maryland, not the beach. Like, I'm in the middle of nowhere. But, one thing you didn't mention is you don't have to bring that stuff home with you. We will ship it to you, so don't freak out about checking your bag.
Yeah, you don't have to be here and take it home with you. We will get it to your destination, right? You can take it. If you drove,
yeah,
you feel free to take it. But, guys, are we ready to get this thing rolling?
Let's do it.
All right, well, we are going to be back here in just a minute with the 2016 NCAA champ, Carissa Schweizer. So stay tuned, and we will be back in just a minute.
¿Estás preparado? será brilha, shelter from the storm.
All right, we are back here with FloTrack's XC Race Day presented by HOKA, and we are joined with the one and only Mizzou legend, Carissa Schweizer. 2018 graduate. I just got to run down through some of these. 6-time NCAA champion, 2-time U.S. Olympian, both the 5,000 and the 10,000, the 4th fastest woman of all time in the U.S. in the 3,000, the 5,000, and the 10,000. And also part of the last Mizzou team before this year to qualify for this NCAA championship. So Karissa, welcome. How are you doing?
Yes, thanks for having me. It's good to be back.
So you got in last night. You're fresh off a plane. What's it been so like? What's it just like being here for a national championship in your at your alma mater?
Yeah, it's definitely a whirlwind. I've never run at this course, but I've watched a few meets there. It's a really cool course. I'm really excited for them. Such a cool opportunity. Such a cool opportunity to be here and at nationals.
You won the national championship in 2016. In some ways, did that kind of propel your career, or like what was your career trajectory after that?
Definitely. I feel like that was like a career-defining moment for me, and it's still just like one of my favorite races. And still to this day, so many people will like come up to me like, "I watched you in that race. Like that was so cool." And it was just like, I don't know, it still gives me like goosebumps, and it was just like so exciting to be able to like have that moment and then propel off of that. Like that's still like of the national titles, like a cross-country title is just like it just means like so much more.
We got some teams in the crowd here to cheer for their teams. So cross country is all about the team, right? You won the individual title, but you were fortunate enough to have your team with you when you did it. Recall that season and that journey for those ladies to get to the championship, and what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, that was just like a dream season for us, and I honestly think like I don't think I would have won the NCAA championship if I didn't have my team lining up with me. It's just so hard, like being out there as an individual, like you need that comfort of like lining up with your team in your box and just like going out there and fighting for something more than just yourself. And so for us, like obviously making it was like a goal early on in the season, but it felt pretty like far-fetched. But as like the season went on, we were just like, we kept like building that momentum. And I just still like remember that day at regionals, and it's like I crossed the line and I just remember turning around and being like, oh my gosh, like Mizzou. And it was just like, I didn't even have to wait to see if we made it. I was like, we just won this. And it was just such an incredible moment. And it was really fun to like be able to go with my team to nationals.
Speaking of incredible moments, we mentioned Jane Hedegren. She has an opportunity to do something incredible. You competed at the NCAA championship as a frosh, finished 155th?
155th.
You still made it as a freshman.
Yes.
So talk to me about Jane and just that experience as a freshman and what she's going through, what things she's thinking about as she approaches today.
Yes, she definitely has a lot more pressure than I did as a freshman, but it's hard. I mean, it's just like that pressure and then just racing everyone that's at that level. Like for me, it was just like a very big like learning experience.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll be the case, or maybe she'll be able to take the win, but regardless, like it'll be very impressive if she wins as a freshman.
And I'm just so curious, like as pros, right? Like what do you guys think when you see a high schooler run 14:57? What she did last year in senior. Like what do your group texts look like? Like what are you guys saying in those?
Yeah, no, it's super impressive. And I actually had I didn't have a great race, a 5K like this last year, and my coach even brought it up. He's like, well, you got the high schooler, and I'm like, thanks. Just what I need right now.
What does your world look like right now? What are you doing? Where are fans going to be able to see you coming up next year? What's on the calendar?
I'm actually going to run cross country in 2 weeks. So
all right.
This is a little preview for me.
All right, so getting ready for World Cross?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. How's that been different training? I mean, this is the first World Cross you'll be attempting?
Yes, I haven't run on grass in like 5 years. So the training, and I still haven't run on grass in training. So hopefully it'll be good. I've been doing some hills and just kind of doing some strength work and seeing how it'll pay off.
Are you going to get a run-in on the Gans Creek cross-country course?
I was thinking about it. I was like, wow, this would actually be a great race to run.
Yeah, seriously.
as prep, but
Get you in unattached.
I will not be running.
I was like, I see you in the jeans and the lifestyle shoes. So I was like, are you going to change after the show and like just get out there and get a few laps in?
Yeah, just a few, warm it up for everyone.
Before we let you go, I'm curious, any message to the Mizzou women that will be out there today?
Yeah, just to enjoy the experience. I mean, this is so cool for them, and they're just going to be out there running, and there's so many people that I feel like are just going to be chanting Mizzou or just excited to see them, and taking that energy and using that to like propel them and see what they can do. Like, there's just no pressure, and it's just like go out there and have fun.
Well, we're talking team. We're talking about your team from 2016. I think, Nia, are you out there with a few of those ladies?
How'd you know? Yes, all right, I am here. Obviously, it does take a village. I'm here with the teammates of Karissa, Jamie, Caitlin, and Hannah. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great, excited.
All right, I don't think we're excited. M-I-Z?
Z-O-U!
M-I-Z?
Z-O-U!
That's right. You guys ready to win some prizes? All right, for those of you guys who weren't here yesterday, you will leave here with something for participating, but if you get it right, you leave here with an extra something. So you're gonna leave here with something. That's nice, right? Okay. All right, ladies. Remember, you guys can work together, work as a team. It's cross country. It's a nice little team sport, right? So, number one, which region is not real? A, Mountain, B, Pacific, C, South Central. Which region is not real?
Pacific?
Ding, ding, ding. All right. Okay. So you'll leave here with something and an extra something. I love that for y'all. All right, let's see if you guys can go 2 for 2. Which school has the most men's NCAA Division I cross-country national titles?
Oh, this one's not multiple choice.
Sorry. Open-ended.
NAU?
No. It is Arkansas with a record 11 titles. But it's okay, you're still leaving here with something, all right? I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, y'all, M-I-Z?
Z-O-U!
M-I-Z?
Z-O-U!
Love it, love it. And before I toss it back to you, Ryan, one more time, guys, make sure you guys scan the QR code for the ultimate fan giveaway. You will leave here with the Yeti cooler, 2 tailgate chairs, HOKA and Flow cross country gear, and most importantly, a 1-year subscription to FloTrack. Who doesn't want that, right? All right, Ryan, back to you.
All right. Well, we talked teams, we're talking just memories, but now it's race day. We got to talk a little bit about the course, joined with Bryan Deibel, who's been at this course a few times throughout the season, filmed the course preview. I think you guys both got out there yesterday. I think it's going to be in the 50s today. Doesn't look like there's going to be any rain, but there was rain yesterday, and that course was wet. So curious, what should people be expecting out there today on that course?
Yeah, I mean, after Gans Creek, everybody came across the line and said, this course is a pretty fair course. There's no real big hills. There's no crazy, inclines or declines, not quite like Stillwater, not quite like Madison. There's some good rhythm breakers, though. And when you go through that loop the second time, people say, it does hit you. You feel it. And even that weekend, it was dry the whole lead up, for months before Gans Creek. And they had a little bit of rain, and it got a little bit wet. So today, I'm sure it's going to be very wet. Obviously, we had downpours yesterday, standing water on course. John and I were both out there. We saw some people slipping and sliding a little bit just in warm-ups. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be true cross-country weather, and it's going to be really, really great.
And I mean, it's still foggy out, right? I mean, you look through the glass panes in front of us, it's foggy, which means it's not going to be much drier than it's been, right? It's not going to have an opportunity to, heat up. What we saw yesterday, though, was that turn by the start-finish when the runners enter loop 2. It's probably one of the tighter turns on the course in the sense that it's essentially a hairpin turn. They come down the finishing chute and they make a quick 180. We saw Tam Cavenas of Harvard completely eat it, wiped out. And granted, he was in trainers, he wasn't in spikes, but you just see him slip out, and his teammates were all like, "Oh no!" I can't say what they said, but you get the idea. And then we also saw some people slip in the starting
lines, with spikes on. They're spiking up doing their stride outs, and there was standing water in a couple boxes. I think I was looking at like number 23. I was like, man, it must suck to start in that one because there's some standing water in that box.
And I think I saw Colin Salmon like limping off to the side there.
Right? I did. I saw
was
that.
interesting, yeah.
Oh, we didn't bring that up last night.
Well,
No, he's healthy. It was a joke. He was
It was
just
a
kind
joke.
of like
He was healthy.
We were interviewing Coach Cornfield, his head coach, and in the background, him and his teammate are just like limping in the background.
They were joking.
And it was like right as Cornfield was like, yeah, all the guys are healthy. And you just see
And these guys go
Colin
limping
Salmon
through the
just-
background in the interview. It was great. It was great.
I think they're hamming it up for the media. That's what they
Yeah.
saw you.
Yeah.
Karissa, I know you said you haven't run this course, but just, hearing the conditions and seeing what it looks like out there today, take us back to your days. How does that change your strategy and your thought going into a championship race like this?
Yeah, I mean, I love that it's like wet and muddy out there. I feel like just true cross country. I won on Terre Haute, so like that's like the courses I kind of like watching too. But no, it'll definitely like shake things up, and like you said, like those kind of turns, like you got to be careful with that. Even in spikes, like you get multiple people running over that, like you're not going to get any traction on that mud. So. Yeah, maybe we'll see some wipeouts. I don't know. Pileups. No. Hopefully not.
And based on what you see with the layout of this course, is there anything that you're going to be looking at when you're watching the individual battle and those team battles, and anything where you're like, oh, this is where I'd make my move if I was out there?
Oh, definitely getting out well. Like it looks like from all like the teams being lined up and stuff, like, I mean, that's always the case, but you're definitely going to want to get out well and then position yourself. For me, my thing was always like finding wherever like a K to go was. And then I would put like someone there, like I've had my mom stand there, and then I'm just like, that's my spot. And then I just like start going from there.
I think one of my favorite things about this cross-country course in particular, a lot of cross-country courses in general, is like when you get those long sight lines, right? When you have the opportunity to see someone who's probably, 30, 40 seconds ahead of you. And there are opportunities on this course to get those sight lines. I love it as a spectator. I hate it as an athlete, right?
That's
Like
the
the
worst.
worst thing,
The
the
worst.
worst thing you want to be able to do is see like the finish line, but it's still 600, 700 meters away. Brian, how important is that finishing stretch? And I mean, does it favor a kicker or does it favor someone with a little bit more gusto?
Yeah, I think we were talking about it a little bit. You have to time the kick well, like because if you kick too early, like you do get that long sight line, and you're like, man, that finish is right there, right there, right there. And then I'm sure like it's going to be loud. Kyle alluded to it yesterday, just about how loud he plans on the course being, and I think that's really going to help propel athletes forward. But yeah, it's just all about time the kick to perfection. I think when you're looking at a finish line that's that far away.
Yeah.
What I love about this is that, when we talk about competition, we're always talking about these head-to-head matchups and tactics and all this stuff, but what's awesome about cross-country is the course is a huge factor, right? And it just adds a new element. It's different than, obviously, indoor track, especially different than outdoor track, but we're going to see how it all plays out in just a little bit. So with the course talk in, the next thing that's up, we're going to get into the team and individual predictions. Nia and Krissy will join us on stage in just a minute, but we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with those hot takes on who's going to win this championship. Carissa Schweizer, everybody.
¿Estás preparado?
We're back, we're back, we're back. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. M-I-Z? Oh, that was low.
That was-
M-I-Z? Let me one more time. I'll shut this whole thing down right now. M-I-Z? All right, y'all. The gang's all here. Nia here, John here, Krissy here, Bryan here. Let's talk some cross country because, hey, man, in about 2-3 hours, we will have a new 2025 national champion team and individual on the men and women's side. I think this is as good as any. How excited are we right now?
Oh, I'm so excited. I love cross country. If you don't, you're crazy. There's nothing better than a wet cross country course. We're going to have some really tough men and women throwdown, and I think we're going to have a few underdogs that could mix things up.
Nice. Krissy, how you feeling? You're on the other side of it this time. How are we? Come on, man.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like I'm a little more hyped to be a spectator and a fan today than I would be if I was out there racing. So.
All right, Bryan.
I was over there off camera, and I was kind of pacing, and I was like, I don't know why, but I feel nervous. I'm not running, but I feel the energy. It's here. It's race day. We are ready. I'm super, super excited for this.
All right, so let's get to one of the most nerve-wracking parts, our predictions. I really hope these age well, but let's get into the women's individual and team predictions. Bryan, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, so for the women's individual, I got to go Doris Lemengole. I mean, she's the defending champion. I think she's coming in strong, and that's my pick there. And then on the women's team side, I'm going with BYU.
Okay.
All right, women's individual, my pick is Jane Hedengren, and my women's team pick is NC State.
I got to stick with Doris. I'll go Doris Lemengole, and I'm going to go NC State.
All right. I am going to go with the freshman sensation, Jane Hedengren, and I'm going with the Oregon Ducks on the women's side for team. So I want to talk why. Bryan, I'm going back to you. Why your picks?
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of alluded to it a little bit when I said Doris's name. She's the defending champion. I mean, how do you kind of deny that? I think she ran really well in hard, tough conditions in Madison. I think she's going to be no stranger to it this year. I think she got a little bit later start to the season, but she has not skipped a beat. And I think she is ready and determined to get after it today on course. And then, as far as BYU women's team, I just think they're gritty. I think they're gritty, and I think, Jane will be up there giving them a very low stick, and everybody's going to be chasing after her. So they just have a really, really good chance at it. And I think, they've been in the mix all year, and I think why not today? Why not this one and defend that title?
And I will say on the BYU, I picked NC State, but the BYU, they have a little bit of a wild card. We still don't know if Jenna Hutchins is racing.
We don't know for
and
sure.
If she is, that's a completely different score change.
Yeah, we'll know.
No
we'll know.
backpedaling.
We'll know 20 minutes before the race.
I'm sticking with NC State,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying BYU can throw their hat in the ring for sure.
Okay, just making sure them picks are locked in.
Oh yeah, no,
All right.
the graphics already on screen. So.
Krissy, go ahead.
Okay. See, I feel bad picking one person because I'm very high on Doris, but obviously, like I said, my pick is Jane, and I just think, Jane is just not that she's anything to prove to anyone, but she's proven herself even from high school, and then it seems like she's seamlessly made this transition. And to all my fellow athletes who are out there in the audience, you guys know how big of a difference just having your head, in it can make, and if she's in it, and if her mind and body are on the same page, I just think she's really hard to beat, and I think her biggest obstacle is basically going to be, if she lets the pressure get to her. But I think she's not only, just beating her competition, but beating her competition handily. And it's not she's beating someone who was on the fridge making nationals. She's beating very respectable competition by very big amounts. I don't know if anyone saw the Big 12 course, but Big 12 course was not an easy course. And she made light work of that course and everybody on it. So I think that bodes well for her performance today. And then team-wise, NC State has a superpower that I think the Oregon women have also, which, if anyone looked at their lineup, they didn't run the same lineup at regionals as they did at Nuttycombe and a lot of their other meets. And so they can switch out, a couple other people, have a B squad, if you will, and still just walk away with a pretty easy win. I think, we did see the Oregon women do that. They ran with, a B squad at regionals and made it as well. And I think to get an auto queue at a regional spot with your not ideal top lineup is a really big deal. But yeah, I'm gonna have to give NC State the nod on this one.
I'd call that NC. Oh, sorry, Ryan.
I was gonna say real quick, I love your transformation throughout the season. Not to harp back on it, but I remember when Jane was ranked and you were like, oh, ranking a freshman that high, I don't know. And now it's like,
Yeah.
But no, it's great. It's great. I mean, because that's what it's all about. You know, we see the ins and outs of the season. It just tells the tale, the story of the season, how things, you know, we don't know how it's gonna go today, but you know, there is hope there for Jane for sure.
Yep. Jane, John, give me your predictions or why.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously NC State, they ran a B+ squad. It wasn't necessarily like a full B squad, but it was a B. I would call it a B+ squad. They were able to rest Grace Hartman. They also rested Sadie Engelhart, another phenom freshman that hasn't gotten the attention because Jane is just doing Jane
she's
things.
Phenomenal.
But Sadie has had a phenomenal year so far, right? And she could be, I think she's a fringe All-American pick right now in our rankings. So when you look at NC State's lineup, they have 4 or 5 women who we think could finish top 30, 35.
Okay.
That's really, really hard to beat mathematically, right? And especially when you have Grace, Angelina, sorry, I blanked so hard, and Hannah, who are all going to be top 15 picks, most likely. So that's going to be really hard to beat on that side. I just got to go with Doris because of everything I've seen Doris do. She won the NCAA championship last year. She was 5th at the World Championships this year in the steeplechase. That was, what, 2 months ago at this point? Like, it wasn't that long ago. Didn't sound like she took a lot of time off. She might be a little bit tired, but I just think it's going to play into her favor. She has so much more experience than Jane. Not that Jane is not experienced, but
It's not NCAA.
Yeah, it's not NCAA experience, right? And it's not NCAA championship experience.
That's the big one.
And I think that could play a role. I'm not saying Jane can't win it because I think she very well could. I just think Doris has the experience, the knowledge, and she's really good on muddy courses. We saw that last year at Nationals.
But you mentioned experience, and you mentioned earlier, like, in the beginning of the season, before we'd seen Jane run, I was like, should she be ranked that high? Like, we don't know how she's going to do in the NCAA for that reason. Like, she doesn't have that experience. And then, you would think that she's been in the NCAA for 15 years, like, with the class that she runs with. And so I think that's why, like, if I was in her head, I would venture to guess that she's viewing this as another race. She just seems to be so mentally mature, where, there are some people who might go, oh my gosh, like, I need to go do something special, like, there's so much pressure. And she's probably just like, this is literally just like any other race that I've run before, and if we see her run, like we've seen her run all season, I think it would be not impossible, but very hard to take that title from her.
Correct, and that's exactly why she's my pick for the individual winner. I think Jane, she's not a regular freshman, so we can't talk about her like a regular freshman. Clearly the lights are not too bright. In high school, it's always been her versus the clock, as opposed to her versus other people. So I think if any freshman can do it, it definitely would be her. I wouldn't be upset to be wrong about Doris, though. And then on the team side, I did pick Oregon. They sold me at Big Tens, 6 out of the top 10, sweeping the top 3. But I mean, we will see. But let's go on to the men's side and look at our men's individual and men's team picks. Bryan, let me start with you.
On the men's side, I think on the individuals, I got a little bit, maybe of a wild card. I'm going, you got to go the safe pick. My safe pick was Doris. My wild card's going to be Rocky Hansen from Wake Forest. Thank you. There's a lot of, I appreciate that. There's some people that agree with me here. That's great. Love it. Thank you. And then Oklahoma State. I mean, the Cowboys have just looked dangerous all year.
All right.
Yeah, go Pokes. There we go.
Come on, Krissy, give it to me.
My individual pick is Hampton Samuel, and my team pick is Oklahoma State.
Okay. John?
I was really excited about my individual pick until like 50% of the country also picked him. And so I'm going to go Rocky Hansen as well. Multiple media outlets are pegging him as like a favorite somehow. And like, not as a favorite, but he's like, it's either Hampton or Rocky from everything else I'm seeing. I think Solomon Kipchoge, a couple other guys can be factors as well.
Only pick one.
I'm just going to stick Oklahoma State.
Okay. All right. I have Hampton Samuel, and I also have Oklahoma State. We're going to do a rapid fire why. Bryan, why your 2 picks?
I just like the way Rocky Hansen's racing lately. He's got a fire under him. He, beat a guy in Gary Martin now a couple times, and it's just like, and Gary we know is really good and strong, and Rocky just seems confident. I think I remember watching the ACC interview where he's just talking about his confidence and how it's building and how it's just there. And then team side, I mean, Oklahoma State, wow. Just I think what they've been able to put together since Big 12s, and then the region meet and being able to beat Iowa State, who, I think we all had as the favorite coming in. And just the way they were able to run, and then finding out that Bryan Musau, their number 1 guy, was kind of resting himself at regionals, and they still put on a dominant performance, that's impressive to me. And I think they also have the fire from last year. Let's not forget about that, where things didn't go their way. They were not happy leaving that course last year. And most of those guys return. You don't come back and have that same thing happen. And I think, you know, Coach Dave Smith figures it out. They figure it out. They know what they need to do. There's a fire there that just burns deep.
Love it. Krissy, come on, give me your rapid fire picks, or rapid fire as to why those were your picks.
Yeah, I just think Hapton's just been that guy the last couple of years, you know, like not just on the cross-country course, but on the track as well. But since we're talking about cross-country, you know, 2 years ago, he looked really, really good, finished behind Graham Blanks, you know, and last year it was like, oh, this might be his year. He lost a shoe. You know, and so it's like, oh, well, you know, would that have made a difference? Like, could have not have. But with no Graham Blanks and God willing 2 shoes left in this race, I think he's going to be really hard to beat. You know, like he's got a chip on his shoulder, he's got something to prove. And then, yeah, same reasoning as Bryan for Oklahoma State. Like, I just think, you know, they're coming back. You know, I guess like Hapton as well. You know, like you're coming back hungry. You don't want to make the same mistakes you made in the past. And it just seems like, you know, from the outside looking in, they seem like a team who's super close-knit, is going to run to the death for each other, and I think that gives you a special edge.
All right, John?
Yeah, I just think and Bryan hit on a lot of the points. I just think Rocky is due for a Rocky moment.
Okay.
Like a full-on Philadelphia, like Rocky.
Okay.
Yeah, like Rocky moment. Just based on what we've seen out of him, he just seems to have this juice, or not like juice, but like he seems to have this like flair about him, right?
Yeah.
Like he's just rolling on all cylinders, and it's just, he seems really hard to beat. He's won 3 straight, technically undefeated on the season if you don't include a stupid little dual meet early in August. So I think my brain is telling me to pick Hapton, but my heart is like, no, it's going to be Rocky. It's like perfect conditions for him. It's going to be, and I don't think Hapton's going to be able to run his legs off. And I think if it was a little bit drier conditions, Hapton could. But I think the race is going to be a little bit more packed up, and I think that feeds into a really strong last Rocky Mile.
The heart wants what the heart wants. All right, why your team?
Oklahoma, I mean, these guys hit on it. They beat Iowa State twice in a row now, beat them at the Big 12 conference, as well as the Midwest region. I'm mixing everything up right now. But I think just beating them twice in a row gives them a little bit extra confidence, especially as they approach today. I think New Mexico could play a factor if either of these teams have something bad happen.
Okay.
New Mexico have 4 in the top 30, so.
All right. And speaking of New Mexico, Hapton Samuel is my pick, sorry. And, oops, a big reason for that is simply because he's been runner-up last year. Even coming off of outdoor championships, runner-up, he is due for a win. And I think if this is going to happen, it's going to be this time. And then we have a clean sweep with the team. Oklahoma State, they have that depth. And it just reminds me of the thing that we were saying, cross-country is so special to running because it does have that team aspect in a very individual sport. And they have the strongest team in the NCAA, if you ask me. So I think we got it good. But speaking of all this good stuff, let's toss it to Ryan. We're going to be talking stashies and nashies. Ryan, what do you have for me?
Oh, man. Well, I definitely got stash, but this guy, Alex Lohr with HOKA, is back with us without his stash. How you feeling? SDSU alum. SDSU might have the biggest crew here. South Dakota State, what's up?
We have the biggest crew here, and then our boy Cody Larson is also rocking maybe the most underrated stash of the day. You'll see that out on the course today.
You just heard some predictions and picks. I'm curious, any thoughts on the team's picks? Any predictions on your end?
I think the interesting thing to remember, with big dogs out front, we all just made our final top winners, but with this track speed that you have in the front of this race, don't forget that a lot of people are going to get sucked into that, and that second loop, especially on the men's side, people are going to go backwards. It's going to go wrong for a lot of guys out there because they're going to get hyped up, they're going to try to latch onto the Haptons up front, and they're going to go backwards. So that final K, who's going backwards the least is going to be the winner, right? Because when you stack up somebody who went from 40th to all of a sudden they're 61st, boom, you're off the podium. So keep an eye on those 4 through 5 guys. I know we get stoked seeing those top 10 contenders, but really the race is won and lost from 40th to 60th.
Scott loves XC. I love it. I love it. Well, we got to wait a little bit to crown a champion, but we don't have to wait right now to crown our Stashies at Nashies champion. We got the board here. Alex, if you do me the honors and hold this bad boy. We've got Luke from Vanderbilt, Davern from University of Miami, and Tomer from from University of North Carolina. The picks are in. You can see them on here. Tomer Tarragano, University of North Carolina, stash of the year out there. We shall see him on the course. Cody has something to say about it, it sounds like, from SDSU. Alex, what do you think? You've rocked the stash before. What was your take on these?
I've rocked the stash, but this one's nice and trimmed. So shout out to the UNC team for bringing the thunder and the stash.
Well, stash picks are in. Winner has been crowned. For those of you that are here, again, one more shout. We got our fan giveaway here. Come scan the QR code. We will make this pick afternoon, so you have till 12 p.m. You can do it right here, or you can do it online on our Instagram page. Get that QR code. Win the sweet setup, HOKA gear, Flow gear, free Flow subscription for 1 year. And last thing, Alex, before we go, just the crowd here, the excitement. What's it been like for you this weekend? And any final thoughts before we send you off?
My final thought is thank you to Mizzou. Thank you, thank you. Thank you to the fans who came out. Let's keep doing this. This is the most fun I've had before NCAA meet. And let's march over. Let's do this thing.
M-I-Z? M-I-Z? Oh, man, we are ready, Nia. Send us off.
All right, all right, all right. Energy, energy, energy. Come on, guys. We are going to crown the 2025 national champion so soon. How excited are we? All right. All right, guys, how are you feeling right now? Nancy, excited?
Let's go.
I'm ready to get over there.
I'm ready to get over the course.
I'm ready. Jump off the stage and just start sprinting. It's like a quarter mile. Or is it 3/4 of a mile?
3/4 of a mile.
Let's run a race. Like, let's race the course. We
First
should
the course
do
wins.
that. Why didn't we do that?
Oh, we should.
Yeah, you guys want to race? Can we get a pair of HOKA shoes to the winner of whoever sprints to the course the fastest?
Yes.
like, Alex, can we do that? I don't know where he's at. Let's
No,
do
you're
that.
just over here volunteering these people.
Yeah, I know.
stuff.
I'm just giving out ideas.
Before we do that, thank you so much, Missouri. Thank you so much to the kitchen. Like, we really, really appreciate it. On behalf of FloTrack and HOKA, you guys have been nothing short of amazing. Make sure you guys come back here after the race, and we're gonna just go crazy. Have free food, right? Yeah. All right, before I close this out, M-I-Z? M-I-Z? Okay, I have a go pack over here. But all right, guys, we will see you so soon. If you want to tune in to the 2025 Cross Country Nationals, it'll be on ESPNU, and we will see you back here at the kitchen afterwards.